I do think that she's a bit delusional here, and also like maybe the slightest bit disrespectful, because I mean, I don't know.
So we need to be completely honest about A'ja Wilson here, because these are some of the dumbest conversations ever in sport is surrounding A'ja Wilson.
Do you recall when A'ja Wilson stated she could compete against NBA players in a one-on-one game? Well, the basketball community has responded, and the reactions aren't favorable. From experienced NBA players to WNBA greats, everyone has an opinion on Wilson's confident assertion.
These are arguments that should never have to be made, but we gotta do it because, unfortunately, that's just the way things are right now, it seems. You have to talk about whether or not A'ja Wilson is better than freaking NBA players. Like, what is going on?
Has she completely lost her mind? Stick around as we explore the intense reactions surrounding the WNBA's reigning MVP. Trust me, you won't believe some of the things these players are saying. Are you ready? Let's dive in.
No.
Not one?
Not even someone from the bench. Just sheer size, athleticism. That's the problem.
You won't believe this. A'ja Wilson just made a statement so bold, it's sending shockwaves through the basketball world. And get this, she's not just talking, she fully believes it. Picture this. Fresh off her MVP season, Wilson is chilling on the roommate's show, smiling and soaking in her success. And then, out of the blue, she starts talking about going head-to-head in a one-on-one game with NBA players. Wait, what?
A'ja Wilson recently went on the Roommates podcast, and that is a podcast with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. They also do really well on their podcast. It's pretty wholesome. She went on to talk about all things WNBA, her career, this and that.
Let's break down exactly what she said, because trust me, it's pretty unbelievable. A'ja didn't just say she could hold her own, she went all in. She boldly claimed she'd get the ball first, and her opponent wouldn't even touch it again. Now that's some serious confidence. Wilson genuinely believes she can face off against NBA talent and come out on top. So, who's the unlucky NBA player she's calling out? None other than Josh Hart, a starter for the New York Knicks. With averages of 14.2 points, 8.9 rebounds, and 5.7 assists per game this season, he's no easy challenge, right?
Okay, he wants to know, what is the end score if you and Josh play one-on-one to 11, your ball first?
But wait, there's more to this story. The host reactions. Absolutely priceless. They were in complete disbelief, and honestly, can you blame them? Wilson didn't just say she'd win. She went a step further and gave a score prediction. Are you ready for this? She said she'd beat Josh Hart 11-8 in a one-on-one game. That's not just winning. She's envisioning a clear, convincing victory in her mind.
Like the score would be like 8-11. Me.
It's not that, man.
I get ball first.
You get ball first.
She does get ball first.
Not gonna get it back. And you but that's gonna be your time. Like that's gonna be your period, which is fine. I'm not saying you're gonna go scoreless, but 8-11, I feel like it's pretty solid.
It gets even crazier from here. Josh Hart, being the good sport that he is, decided to play along. Initially, he jokingly predicted he'd win 11-2. But when Wilson got a bit upset, he graciously adjusted his prediction to 11-7, still a win for him. But at least he gave her a bit more credit, right?
Do not piss me off.
Now you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. Has A'ja lost her mind? I mean, confidence is one thing, but this is on a whole new level. We're talking about the NBA here, the pinnacle of men's basketball, and Wilson's not just saying she can compete. She's claiming she can dominate.
Like a good 11... Probably like 11-7.
Okay, that's fair. You got 7? Okay.
No.
Let's be real for a second. A'ja Wilson is an incredible basketball player. She has the skills, the accolades, and the MVP trophy to back it up. But facing NBA players one-on-one? That's a whole different ballgame. The size difference, the strength advantage. It's not just about skills anymore. It's a whole new level of competition.
A'ja Wilson is the queen of the delusion. She's absolutely the queen of the delusion.
So what do we make of all this? It's A'ja Wilson simply showing the ultimate confidence of a champion, or has she taken it a step too far? One thing's for sure, she's got everyone talking. But before we rush to conclusions, let's see what the pros have to say about this bold claim. Trust me, their reactions are just as wild as Wilson's statement.
Josh Hart should have flamed her. He should have sent her into the abyss. 11-0. Let's be honest. 11-0. You can give her the ball first, you can block her shot, you can grab the rebound, and then you can dunk it on her 11 times.
Jeff Teague, former NBA All-Star and champion, isn't buying into Wilson's hoop dreams. When he heard her comments, he went full bulldozer mode, completely crushing her claim on his podcast. Teague dropped a bombshell. He flat out said Wilson couldn't beat any NBA player, G League player, or even a college baller. Talk about a brutal takedown.
But when it comes down to a game that's as physical as one-on-one, when it comes down to the speed, the height, the quickness, the defensive abilities, that's where I think that Josh Hart and some of these men, and you have to understand, men in the NBA have some of the biggest egos in the world, and rightfully so when it comes to their sport, because they have worked really hard to get to that place and they have beat out so many people along the way. And so I feel like their ego is like, how dare you even say that you could beat me?
Teague's really highlighting the vast gap between men's and women's basketball, and it's not exactly flattering for Wilson. He pointed out that these guys are elite players who've been dominating since high school, and Teague definitely knows what he's talking about. He's been there, done that. He gave us an inside look at pro basketball, explaining that the level of competition, physicality, and skill is on a completely different scale when you're talking about the NBA.
So A'ja Wilson can't beat nobody in the NBA.
No, that might get spooky. Not one. They did a whole.
We're talking bench players.
Teague really drove his point home. He believes the difference in physical ability and skill is so significant that A'ja wouldn't have a chance against even lower-level male players. That's got to sting. Now, Wilson is a star in the WNBA. She's got the game and the MVP trophy to prove it. But Teague's talking about a whole different ballgame. He's saying that men's basketball, with its incredible athleticism and high-flying plays, operates on an entirely different level.
On the bench, he used to average 40 in high school and 20 in college.
Is Teague just telling it like it is, or is he selling WNBA players short? And what does this mean for the big debate about men's versus women's basketball? What does a WNBA legend have to say? You're not going to believe who else is jumping into this Wilson drama. The one and only Cheryl Miller, folks. Yeah, that's Cheryl Miller, the basketball legend who once dropped 105 points in a high school game and had her college jersey retired before she even graduated from USD. Talk about a baller. Now do you think Miller would be all about supporting her fellow female star, right? Well, hold on to your seats, because her take on this whole situation is not what you'd expect from a women's basketball icon. Instead of backing up Wilson's bold claims, Miller's got some thoughts of her own that are raising eyebrows across the basketball world.
Top WNBA player is not beating the 12th man.
She's not beating in the G League. She's not beating in college.
There's no question and no doubt in my mind that I could play. I would have been not just competitive in the W. Wouldn't have missed the beat. No one now that I look at, even today, A'ja might be the one I'm like, she'd get hers, but God, I would always make sure I got 10 more than she did, or she wouldn't get hers. I mean, I wasn't just a scorer. I feel very comfortable that I could guard A'ja and make it very difficult.